Hi everyone, it's Simone Watson, and I am here to talk about my writing goals. Um, this is kind of a story, so if it gets longer than 10 minutes, I'm just gonna cut it off and make a part two. But it's kind of a story slash list of writing goals slash way of, it's kind of a thing, it's kind of a lot of things rolled into one, but I'm just gonna basically focus on telling you my writing goals. And I'm glad that I'm wearing pink. That's my favorite color because I really, I don't know. I need some comfort right now. Not that it's a sad thing that's going on. I don't know. I'll just explain it and it'll make sense. It's sad, happy, it's a bunch of things, right? So if you have seen my video from December 19th, I think, December 19th, um, it was called Writing Goal Restructuring in 1.5 minutes or less, something like that. I talked about how for the time being, I am not going to make writing goals by month or by quarter. Well, in a way, this is kind of by quarter, but I'm going to make like a different writing goal for every 2 weeks. And I do think that that is something that is working for me. So at that time, I had like 7 blocks going from approximately December 15th or 16th to January 5th. It's 15th or 16th because I already had started the stuff, so it didn't, but going to the 7 blocks go from December, let's say 16th to April 2nd. The first block was going to go from December 16th to January 5th. So yeah, I made goals for all 7 of those blocks. The first one was longer than 2 weeks because it, involved it included Christmas and some days where I would be probably taking days off. But then the rest of the blocks, the other 6, are 2 weeks each. And in that video, I didn't tell you what those goals were. And I said, I'm going to make another writing goals video. And I have hesitated because things changed very quickly after I made that video. Okay, so I will basically come over here to my list of, this is my old bullet journal from like November through halfway through December. This is the blue one. I'm gonna show you. It's blue. Okay. This journal is red. This goes from mid-December to February 2nd, if it can last that long. So yeah, this is my bullet journal. And here I have a list of the blocks. You probably can't see that from there. That's okay. So block 1 from December 16th to January 5th, I was supposed to revise red letter law. I know, I've talked about that a bunch of times, but that was the goal from December 16th to January 5th. Block 2, January 6th through 19th, draft furlough. Again, that is something I've tried to do before. It's a new day. I'm doing something new. Okay, I'm trying things again. Block 3, January 20th to February 2nd, revise tethered. I had an epiphany on Tethered November 30th, so revise it in order to incorporate that new information. Block 4 is February 3rd to 16th. February 3rd through 16th, draft Yikes. Yikes is my NaNoWriMo project. Also called Yeah, I Killed Some Dude with E and S initials that I still need to decide the name of. Let's just say Earl Squires. Yeah, I killed Earl Squires, but I call it Yikes. Block 5 was for revising furlough, because I already drafted furlough a couple weeks earlier. And block 6, revise Yikes. And then block 7 is to revise anything that needs revision still, because block 6 was March 3rd through 16th. Block 7 is March 17th through 30th. And that's just to revise anything that still needs to be revised. Then I would take that weekend off, because that is Holy Weekend. Yeah, I think March 30th is Good Friday. March 31st is Holy Saturday. And April 1st is what I call Resurrection Sunday. A lot of people call it Easter. Anyway, so I was just going to go ahead and take a little break there. And then on Monday, April 2nd, I am supposed to send out a bunch of queries. Then Tuesday, April 3rd, I'm supposed to celebrate. Because I'm planning to buy some books on April 3rd anyway, and because April 3rd is the last day of my internship that I've been doing since last April. So that is oh my gosh, I'm I'm so emotional about that. So April 3rd was the day of celebration, right? I've got these queries out, and now I'm going to, done with this internship, and I'm gonna go do some fun stuff and whatever. And the question that you might have in your mind is, but Simone, you just worked on Red Letter Law, Furlough, Tethered, yikes. You just worked on 4 different manuscripts. Which one were you going to query on April 2nd? My answer would be whichever one feels by that time, based on how they've been revised and everything, whichever one feels query ready is something agents seem to be looking for. And just, I don't know, like, just, if I have, like, them all done, except not Tethered. I'm not planning to query Tethered. I'm probably planning to sub Tethered to small presses. But yeah, so basically my plan was to query either Furlough or Yikes, whichever one is more ready to query and has been given the okay by beta readers, CPs, everybody's like, yeah, query this one, etc. And just see how things go. Okay, a couple of things have happened. So basically, I made all of these goals. They were all organized and everything, and I'm ready to go, okay? Then, like, approximately a day and a half after I made that video about my writing goals, I got some inspiration on a manuscript called 17 Letters that I haven't touched since April of 2017, okay? When I was doing, if you remember, in March, I was like, what am I going to write for Camp NaNoWriMo? I have like 7 ideas. This was one of those 7 ideas. The reason this one even got the way it is because I had to make 7 pitches for them. And this one didn't have like stakes in the pitch. So I just like threw in this thing because it was about like people writing letters to this girl for 17 letters to her for her 17th birthday. It's called 17 Letters, tentative title. So that was what it was. Oh, 7 people write 17 letters to this girl for her 17th birthday, and I don't know why. So then when I was making it for a pitch, I was like, 17 people write Caitlin letters for her 17th birthday, and then I needed to add something, and I was like, to help her remember the time before her stroke. So there we go. That became the premise of 17 Letters, and I was like, yeah. I'm feeling this. Wow, I just went back to 2003. So, yeah. So it's about a girl who has had a stroke. She is about to be 17. Some of you might be like, can you have a stroke when you're only 16 years old? Yes, you can. You can have a stroke young. It's not that common. But in her case, it is a hemorrhagic, I think that's how you pronounce it, hemorrhagic stroke, which means it was caused by a bleed in the brain. And the bleed in her brain was caused by a car accident. She had a car accident, bad head injury, led to a stroke. And now she can't remember her life. And so people write her some letters. I knew back then, I started it either March or April, and once I started writing it, had more ideas that kind of helped flesh it out, but I only wrote about 3,000 words of it back then because I was like, I know there's something missing here that like I need for like later in the manuscript, but I can't really say what's missing, and I don't think this one is ready. Like, I don't think I'm really ready to write this one. Plus, there's the added challenge of my character being aphasic. She has aphasia. That means her language is impaired after having her stroke, and that makes the narration and different things a little bit more difficult. So I was like, I'll put that on hold and I'll write that later. And I was like, I know there's something missing. I know I need something. So a day or two after I made this writing goals restructuring video, I had an epiphany. I was like, yes, that's what I need to do for 17 letters. So in the past, today is the 9th, almost 3 weeks since then, I have mostly been working on 17 letters and not been working on Red Letter Law. So then the question is, how do I kind of incorporate and restructure all these things? I don't even know the word count right now of 17 letters because a lot of it I've written in a notebook or on my phone. So the question is, what does Simone do next? Dun dun dun. I'm kidding. Wow, that just sounded really narcissistic. I was trying to make it sound like a dramatic television show. So yes, I will have to make a part 2 for you very soon and talk about like what you do when you get hit by this giant meteor of inspiration for one manuscript when you were planning to work on the other one. And my answer is I'm working on 17 letters, and that's kind of the main thing. But I also have had an epiphany for Furlough, which I will tell you in the next video. Bye! Bye. Oh, and thank you for watching. Bye. Also, oh, sorry. Also, has this ever happened to you, right? You were going to work on one writing project, but then this other one just kind of hit you in the face and you were like, whoa, now I have to work on this other one. Oh my gosh. And you just had this huge epiphany and it was just like, boom. Yeah. Just let me know if you guys have done that. And I know this is a little bit over 10 minutes. My goal was keep it under 10 minutes, but I think we're close enough. Okay. Thank you for watching. Bye.